Welcome back to Java Internals Crashcasts. I'm Sheila, and with me as always is our Java expert Victor. Today we're diving into an exciting comparison between Java 11 and Java 17. This is part of our Java version comparisons chapter where we're exploring the evolution of Java over the years.
Hello everyone. I'm thrilled to be here discussing these two significant long-term support (LTS) releases of Java. This comparison is crucial for developers to understand the advancements in the Java ecosystem.
Before we jump in, let's start with a quick quiz for our listeners. Here's the question. Which new language feature introduced in Java 17 allows developers to restrict which other classes or interfaces may extend or implement them?
That's an intriguing question, Sheila. It touches on one of the core enhancements in Java 17. I'm excited to see how many of our listeners can figure this out. It's a feature that significantly impacts how we design our class hierarchies.
Absolutely, Victor. Now, let's set the stage for our comparison. Can you give us a brief overview of when Java 11 and Java 17 were released?
Certainly. Java 11 was released in September 2018, while Java 17 came out in September 2021. Both are LTS releases, which means they receive long-term support from Oracle. It's worth noting that there's a significant 3-year gap between these versions, during which several interim releases introduced various features that were finally stabilized in Java 17.
That's quite a gap. I imagine there must be substantial differences between these versions. What would you say are the major areas of improvement in Java 17 compared to Java 11?
You're right, Sheila. The improvements are extensive. We can categorize them into several areas: language features, performance enhancements, security improvements, and changes to the Java ecosystem. One of the most significant additions is the introduction of sealed classes, which relates to our quiz question. There are also improvements in pattern matching, a new vector API for SIMD-style operations, and significant updates to the Java module system.
That's a lot to unpack. Let's start with performance. How does Java 17 compare to Java 11 in terms of speed and efficiency?
Great question. Java 17 brings notable performance improvements. One key enhancement is the introduction of the Z garbage collector, ZGC, as a production feature. ZGC is a low-latency garbage collector that can handle heaps from a few hundred megabytes to multi-terabyte sizes, with pause times not exceeding a few milliseconds.
Wow, that sounds impressive. If I understand correctly, it's like upgrading from a compact car to a sports car in terms of speed and efficiency. Is that a fair analogy?
That's an excellent analogy, Sheila. Just like how a sports car provides better performance and handling, ZGC offers improved application responsiveness and throughput, especially for large-scale applications. Additionally, Java 17 includes other performance tweaks, like enhanced pseudo-random number generators and improved string concatenation.
Speaking of improvements, what about security? I've heard that each Java version tends to bring security enhancements.
You're absolutely right. Security is a critical aspect of each Java release. In Java 17, we see the introduction of the Edwards curve digital signature algorithm, EdDSA, which provides a more secure and efficient way of generating digital signatures. There's also improved support for TLS 1.3, and the removal of several deprecated security algorithms to reduce potential vulnerabilities.
That's fascinating. Now let's dive into some of the new language features. You mentioned sealed classes earlier. Can you explain what they are and how they benefit developers?
Certainly. Sealed classes, introduced as a standard feature in Java 17, allow developers to restrict which other classes or interfaces may extend or implement them. This provides more control over the class hierarchy and can help prevent unintended subclassing. It's particularly useful in domain modeling and creating more secure APIs.
I see. So it's like being able to choose who gets invited to your exclusive Java class party. That sounds really useful for maintaining code integrity. Are there any other notable language features introduced in Java 17?
Absolutely. Another significant feature is the enhancement to pattern matching for switch expressions and statements. This feature, although in preview in Java 17, allows for more expressive and concise code when working with different types. It's particularly useful when dealing with polymorphic code or when you need to perform different actions based on the type of an object.
These features sound great for developers, but I can imagine migrating from Java 11 to 17 might be challenging. What are some common pitfalls or considerations for developers looking to make this transition?
That's an important point, Sheila. While the transition can bring many benefits, there are indeed some challenges to consider. One of the main considerations is the removal of certain features and APIs that were deprecated in earlier versions. For example, the Security Manager, a legacy feature for sandboxing Java code, has been deprecated for removal in Java 17. Developers relying on this feature will need to find alternatives.
I see. So it's not just about adopting new features, but also adapting to the removal of older ones. Any tips for developers to make this transition smoother?
Absolutely. My top tip would be to start by thoroughly testing your application with Java 17 in a non-production environment. Use tools like JEPAscan to identify usage of deprecated APIs. Also, take advantage of the new features gradually. You don't have to rewrite your entire codebase at once. Start with areas where you can gain the most benefit, like performance-critical sections that could leverage the new Vector API.
That's great advice, Victor. As we're nearing the end of our episode, let's reveal the answer to our quiz question. The new language feature in Java 17 that allows developers to restrict which other classes or interfaces may extend or implement them is sealed classes.
Excellent. And I hope our listeners now have a deeper understanding of not just sealed classes, but the broader improvements that Java 17 brings over Java 11.
Absolutely. To summarize, we've covered the major differences between Java 11 and 17, including performance improvements like the Z garbage collector, security enhancements such as EdDSA, and new language features like sealed classes and pattern matching enhancements. We've also discussed migration considerations and tips for developers.
That's a great summary, Sheila. In our next episode, we'll be comparing Java 17 with Java 18, exploring the incremental changes and new features introduced in that release.
Thanks, Victor. And to our listeners, if you've enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe to Java Internal's Crashcasts and leave us a rating. Your support helps us continue producing these in-depth explorations of Java's evolution. Until next time, happy coding.